one, and we are live. Okay. Hey, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of the Gentleman's Discourse. Should be episode 5.
Yep.
My name's Ryan, and Josh
Hello.
is here. Yeah. How are you doing, man? How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. This
That's it?
episode is let's see, it should be uploaded more frequently because we thought about bringing a bit more content in like a faster pace to you guys. So
We just like to talk.
yeah, to be honest, we just love talking about different stuff, anything. To be honest, just about anything.
And once again, hey, like I feel like I should start every podcast with a fun fact, just to share some new
fun
things
fact
that
of the
I learned.
podcast.
Fun fact of the podcast. So,
Right.
I saw this article
Mhm.
online saying, you know how now I'm like lonely and sad. The article says 20 interesting facts about love. I was like, I gotta read it.
Okay.
I have to read it, right? So first. The first fact states that monogamous relation, because a lot of people think that monogamy is a human construct. I don't know if you met these people, but
oh yeah, sure.
It says
I've heard this side of the argument, or not really argument.
Yeah. So the fact says monogamous relationships exist throughout the animal kingdom, like wolves, swans, gibbons, even termites mate for life. That's just a few examples of those animals. Right. For whoever, and you know who you are because you have been telling me that monogamy is a human construct. Let me tell you something. It is not. It is. It exists throughout animal kingdom. So yeah.
I mean, I would technically agree with whoever you're trying to call out, though. Because
really, come on, man.
So
you gotta be on
let
my
me
side.
let me. All right, I'm gonna back it up your side, but I'm gonna like take it and like I'm not gonna just like stand right behind you. I'm gonna be like in like a different angle. So how I see it is that definitely monogamy can be observed in at the animal kingdom, right? That's simply because it's like different biological evolutional adaptations of animals to survive in their particular environment. For example, maybe it would be more beneficial for wolves to be in a monogamous relationship in terms of survival or their own pack hierarchy, because they have their own packs, wolf packs, and then there's like hierarchy systems. Maybe I'm not really like a biologist, but I'm just like predicting. This is my prediction that these are adaptations. But when it comes to humans, it's much more complex because we can think. When we compare ourselves to animals, we have culture, we have like different identities, those stuff. And I believe that although this monogamous relationship can be observed in both, well, as you said, in human beings and animals, I do think that us as human beings, we have the ability to like say, okay, no, we want to create something new, or we want to go against this sort of nature. So that's how I see it. So yes, it sort of is a human construct or man-made construct or whatever, but I do agree with your sentiment that it's of course wild, like it's found in the wild. That's what I'm getting at.
I got one question for you though.
Yeah.
So when you say monogamy can be a human construct, or it can be a natural thing, right? So how do you I'd say not support, but like back up the feeling that people feel when they get cheated on?
This for me is, I think, due to possessiveness. So for example, when you're a kid, you have this toy, and if someone takes your toy away, the kid's probably gonna get mad, he's probably gonna throw a tantrum, and this behavior is innate in human beings. So something that is yours or something that you deem as to be your possession. When you lose it, or when someone else takes over, or let's say, I don't want to say steal. That sounds kind of like bad.
Kind of bad. It is bad, bro.
It is bad. So let's say, because like you already guess, oh, I'm gonna steal your bitch, like those stuff. I don't want to get into that realm. But what I'm saying is, when, let's say you're in a relationship, and if you are, or if you have these possessive traits, you might, of course, you might get like sad about it if you get cheated on, because something that's yours, or something, yeah, basically that's how I see it.
Okay.
I guess.
Would you be okay with an open relationship then?
For me, no.
For you, no. So okay, so do you treasure or do you value monogamy, sorry?
I might need to think on that question.
Because if you don't, if you think, oh, it doesn't necessarily have to be a monogamous relationship, since I don't want to limit you. You are your own person. I don't own you. I don't possess you. So it's cool, right?
Well, then,
but
yeah.
are you okay with an open relationship then? It's a tough question, right?
How I see relationship is that once we establish it, it's not open. But like, I'm not against not establishing or like really ambiguous sort of like that type of relationship, but I don't really like it, because I think the thought of having a relationship that's not really established, that's kind of ambiguous, like you're both sort of open to see anyone do anything. It's basically like a relationship without restrictions and responsibility. Might I say that? I think this type of relationship would be mentally tasking for me. So me as an individual, given my understanding of my own personality and those stuff, I probably wouldn't go down that route, because it would be like too much to handle, and I don't really like being in that situation. So yeah, so I probably wouldn't.
See, that's the thing. I feel like you're really level-headed guy. You're a really clear-minded person. That, let's say, if you really like someone and she or he says, hey, do you mind having an open relationship, you'd be like, hey, that's not my thing. Like,
yeah, I'll probably be like, I like you, but I'm sorry, we can't really like I'm not gonna just break my own bottom line just because like I have like attraction or affection or anything, because at the end of the day, my definition of a relationship is a mutually benefiting experience. So if it's just gonna be me who is suffering, it's probably not really it's sort of like, okay, I'm gonna trigger a lot of people, but I think for me at least,
I feel like every episode you gotta trigger people, but okay, cool.
Yeah, but at least I would give trigger warnings. So if you are hard supporters of open relationships, you might wanna brace yourself. But I'm just saying, for me, I don't really like the idea of this kind of relationship that you just said, because like I just said, I think relationships should be in a mutually beneficial relationship, not a sort of like pseudo parasitical one where one person is in a like perpetuously like bad state, or he's suffering, and I don't really like that. So I'm probably not gonna go through with it.
That's a good thing. That's a really good thing, because the reason why I brought that up is because I that's something I have to learn. I'm that person that sticks around because I see one or two good things in you, but I can't really see the big picture. But
so you're like tunnel vision,
which is bad, right?
I mean, the thing about this is, I'm gonna be my own devil's advocate and just completely destroy my narrative the narrative that I set out about 10 seconds ago.
Okay.
I think
Are you
if
gonna be
if-
my therapist again? Like, stop that.
No, I'm just gonna be my like own. I'm just gonna debunk
Okay.
what I just said. So
Okay.
basically,
Okay.
you mentioned that this level-headedness. While I think it's important, but I don't. I think this can also be like an obstacle to overcome, because
Okay. Why?
because in a relationship, if you always start from the perspective of really like level-headed, clean,
Oh, too
like,
logical.
yeah, too logical, then it's probably like, unless your partner is someone equally as logical as you, then maybe sure, if it works out, then go ahead. But usually when you're in a relationship, it's usually not predominantly logical. Like, you're not trying to have
Right.
a debate with someone, or you're not trying to have I'm not trying to write a
Just
thesis paper.
imagine like two
Like,
really
oh hey, what's up?
logical.
I'm gonna date you right now, so I'm gonna set these terms. Here are like
Yeah.
5 pages of terms and conditions. You're gonna
She's
sign
like,
it.
she's like,
Sign.
I'm gonna assign like 5. I'm gonna be 5% more affectionate than I used to be towards
Yeah,
you.
like no, like compared to like last quarter, I'm gonna be 5% more affectionate.
Yeah.
That sounds
So-
dumb. So yeah, this could also be a thing that gets in the way of relationship. But I think
Okay.
at the end of the day, I think it's just moderation. Like, you can't have something. You can't have one thing that's too much. So you're just gonna keep it
Okay.
in moderation. I think that's the best for basically
I mean,
everything, I guess.
See, here's like, that's like some of the things that are easier said than done, right?
Yeah.
'Cause-
I admit it.
Okay, one big question that I'm gonna throw at you.
No, yeah, sure.
Big question. What is love?
Oh,
Don't you dare quote the song "I Will
Baby, Don't
Hang
Hurt
Up
Me.
Right Now." Okay,
What
do you
is
think?
love?
What do you think it's love? I'm not talking about like parental love. I'm not talking about
Yeah,
friendship
yeah.
love.
I
I'm talking
understand like which
relation-
type of
partner,
love you're
yeah.
saying. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Well, what kind of answer do you want? I mean, you got the literal one. You got the.
I want your honest answer. I don't know what kind of.
Well,
how
I
am
have like
supposed to know?
multiple different answers for depending on which one you look for.
Okay, don't give me the super logical textbook one because I can just Google that shit.
No. Even if I give a logical one, it's not like a textbook one. It's just how I think about. This is just my perception of love, I guess.
I would love to see your emotional side. You know what? Give me that side.
Okay.
Or you know what? You can just talk about both. Or
Yeah,
talk about
I'll
the
just
one you
say what's like on top of my head right
Yeah.
now, because it's not like we're not like scripting anything. The first thing that comes to my mind when you mention love, I think it's sort of has something to do with compromises.
Compromise. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know how to put it in words, but it's really hard.
Okay, let me tell you my
Like,
definition then.
It's really hard. How about you go
I'll give
first?
you-
I might need to think a bit about it
Yeah.
to give like a clear, succinct answer.
I feel my answer is I don't know. I don't think
Okay,
I don't think there's
Okay.
no. Here's the thing. Like, I don't know the definition, but that's also the thing that allows me to like kind of explore, or when it comes, because you know how when people have one definition or one like vision of what that thing should be,
Mhm.
when they encounter something that is not that, they're gonna be like, oh, this is not love. What are you talking about? You didn't spend your Saturday afternoon with me. In my definition, love, my partner should be spending that with me. So this is not love.
I think what we're thinking about, it's two different things. I think you're more talking about the expression of love, not love as a concept or love as a separate thing. I think you're, because say like
Oh, okay. Maybe
So
I was too shallow.
no, not really shallow. I think it's just like a, well, you see, this is what I said about different definitions,
Mhm.
um, and different answers. That's what I meant. Is you're talking about an expression of love, which in this case is, for example, one of the expressions you mentioned was
But wait, hold on.
spending an
Sorry.
afternoon, right?
Supplement a little bit more
Oh yeah.
into my
Okay,
statement.
sure.
So I feel like the reason why it went straight to expression expression of love is
Uh huh.
because your concept of love is expressed through action. So whatever you do or whatever you perceive and how you
Yeah,
perceive it is your concept of love.
yeah.
So when I say the reason why I don't know what love is and I'm okay with that is because I'm open to anything. And if ultimately I found, the right one and I'm comfortable with what she does and how I receive it, then I'll settle for that definition of love.
Hmm.
That's,
Well,
my whole
well, I
approach to it.
think I can like sort of develop an answer like based on your answer, so like build on top of your answer.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. Go ahead.
like you said, you're willing to try out different things, experiment, like find out whether this is the kind of love you would want. Is that how it is? Is
I
this what
guess,
you
yeah.
were
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. I'll experiment. Yeah.
Yeah. So my answer is sort of inherently different from what you just said.
Okay.
Rather than trying to experience or seek out stuff, I might prefer setting like uh, premises, basically. So I have conditions, and if the conditions meet, then I'm willing to proceed. And if the conditions don't
Damn.
meet, I probably
What
won't
condition?
get myself involved in like that specific relationship. Because while
What
I think
conditions?
it's good to like try stuff, I'm sort of against wasting time. So if something that already tells me, or if something is like a huge red flag or something, it's not even about red flags, because red flags are universally like a trait to avoid, but I'm talking about personal compatibility, those stuff. So if I already know that I'm probably not gonna like, I don't know, vibe with that person.
Okay,
That is such a
but
poor
here's the
word.
thing. Here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
See, because I feel like the we're like polar opposite when it comes to how we approach the concept of love or relationship.
Oh
Because
yeah,
when you
sure.
say you have like
I'm
certain
more
set of
calculative. You're more like experiencing.
yeah, it's because let's say you have a like three conditions that you want your partner to meet, and
Oh,
if
it's way
she
more than that.
okay, let's say three, right?
Yeah,
If she meets those, you're open to keep experimenting with her, but she
yeah,
at
yeah,
least have to, meet those conditions. But for
yeah.
me, let's say I have a same set of conditions too. I want her to be this. I want her to be able to, whatever, right?
Uh
But
huh.
let's say she doesn't meet any of it. But in my mind, I'll be like, you know what? I'm gonna stay and see what happens.
No,
See, that's my approach, which is wrong.
no,
Which
it's
is,
not wrong. I don't think it's wrong.
I mean, my
Although I'm a big
through.
proponent for my own approach, I definitely do not think the other side is wrong. This is just all comes down to personality.
I think no, I think it's wrong because of how
Oh.
many fucked up things that I have to go through and how
Mm-hmm.
many how many
How many times you have to be
personality,
heard?
the traumas that I've been
Oh
through.
God. I
I mean,
mean,
I wouldn't say
see,
traumas.
this
It's
is
just life
this is
lessons.
the dichotomy of, well, human behavior, because you always have two camps of people divided on like one axis, right? So on one end you have the really logical, or like the, well, if you're familiar with the MBTI, like the personality test, you will figure out that there's like, I think there's one department where you sort of divide people into like feeling and thinking, right? So
I
if so
think
you
so.
got
Yeah.
one type of,
Oh,
on
I'm a
one
feeler. I'm a
yeah, on
feeler.
one end you're more of like a feeler, and so me, for example, I'm more of a thinker. So how we perceive with how we proceed with our relationship will be based on our personality traits, and we each will run into our unique set of problems. So just because you might run into, like, for example, you said traumas, or that doesn't necessarily mean that being a feeler is like bad or wrong. It's just that I have my own
Facts.
problems as well, but you
Facts.
have different
Facts.
problems. But that, don't let it
Facts.
like take away that and think like, oh, I need to, like, it's wrong, I need to change something, like I'm broken. I don't think that's a
Uh,
really positive way of thinking. I would encourage
yeah.
you to, like,
Yeah.
try
Hell yeah.
work out your own set of problems rather than look at
Hell
other
yeah.
people and say, oh, why am I not like them, or I should
Little
become
pep
them.
talk. A little pep talk for me.
Yeah,
You know
little
that
pep talk, because
that
we're
remind me.
supporting each other, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
it's
yeah,
in
yeah.
like this
We're
day and
supporting
age.
each other.
Yeah,
But ultimately, no matter what you go through, be a gentleman, okay? Don't
yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
dare talk bad about your partner. Don't you dare. Okay,
Yeah.
but that reminded me of something.
Uh-huh.
So I'm sure you've seen related content as well. So online, a lot of guys would say that girls don't like nice guys or they don't like good guys. Do you agree with that? Do you agree
Oh,
that
I have a whole, like, a whole 5 hour
let's
content
go.
prepared just to
Let's
say about
go.
this.
Let's go. So, like, you know how in episode 1 we talk about nice guys or
Yeah,
guys
yeah, yeah, yeah.
that pretend to be fake. No, but I'm not talking about that kind of nice guys. I'm talking about
Like
like
genuinely nice guys.
genuinely good and nice guys, polite,
Mm.
caring. And they said, "Oh, nice guys finish last. We don't get anything. They only go for the bad." Do you agree with that?
I think the guys who say this aren't really like the genuine nice guys you're saying. Like, I think we're talking about different people here. Because if you're genuinely nice, you're not looking for anything in return. But if you're using your
True.
niceness as a leverage, for example, in
No.
getting into a relationship, or most of the time it's just sexual closure, then
Oh,
you probably will
okay.
fall into camp like, why am I nice, but then yeah,
Well, not
that's
necessarily
how I
because not
think.
necessarily because let's say I'm genuinely nice to the girl, but I also really like her. Okay,
Oh,
so
but
in
then
this
compared
in
to a guy who's not like
yeah,
an
so
asshole.
out of nowhere she told me, yeah, so I got together with Jalen. He's right,
Jalen.
whatever, whatever,
What
and
are
they'll be
like
like, what?
jock names?
Brat,
Brock,
chats,
Chads,
brats, chats, right? So
Damn.
she
Like, you have
told
a
like
pretty
let's
like
say
a jockey name, Ryan.
how's Ryan jockey, bro?
You
Ryan's
look
so
like,
bland.
you sound like every other like high school teenage heartbreaker.
I sound like
No, like your name. Like when we
I
think about
really
Ryan,
Ryan.
its connotations like,
Really?
oh wow, he's a playboy.
No. Ryan sounds like those bland guys that
My name
goes
sounds like a
fishing.
good Christian kid. That's what my name
Josh?
sounds like.
No,
Yeah.
Josh a fuckboy name. What are you talking about?
No, like my name's full name's like Joshua, but I just in short I just call him Josh.
Yeah, but you still Joshua,
But
same
yeah,
thing. I don't care.
I think we're going off
so
a tangent. But yeah, back to the topic.
what was I talking about? Oh, right. So let's say
Like nice guys.
I was super nice to this girl. But I also
Yeah.
really like her. I don't
Uh-huh.
look for anything in return. But out of nowhere, she told me that she's together with this super like
Jock.
famous, like he's known for being bad and shitty to girls, and she out of nowhere she told me you know she's together with this dude.
Uh-huh.
So that's the
Is
situation. I'm not talking about that
I
they
hate
are
to
being
I hate
nice.
to like ask this, but are you asking this question for yourself, or is this like just out of curiosity?
No. No, the hell? I look like a nice? I'm just okay. No.
I
It's
mean,
just
you kind of do have the traits.
shut up. Okay, it's a hypothetical situation.
Hypothetically, okay.
Hypothetical
Well,
situation.
see, this just again comes down to personal preference, right? You might like someone, but it doesn't mean that just because your one-sided affection is gonna validate anything. I think most of the time a relationship is
But
based
do you
on
think it's a trend?
mutual thing. Trend.
Yeah. Do you think it's a trend?
I guess. I mean,
So do you think there's like a
Okay.
like a
I
girl
heard
equivalent?
this talk from this psychologist. His name is Jordan Peterson. He's quite well known. Well, he did.
Oh, he's in, from U of T in
Oh
Toronto.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think I watched
Let me just
quite a
fact
few
check
of his
myself.
like videos and stuff, and he has like this interesting viewpoint on like women going for, or like women preferring like, or maybe not. Okay, I'm gonna trigger a lot of people again. Jesus Christ.
Again, God,
Again,
I should have a trigger counter for every episode.
I'm just
Josh.
triggering people left and right. I should just stop talking. But whatever, I'll just give like the least triggering version is that perhaps the reason that you raised this hypothesis where you said that females are less likely to go with the nice guy is maybe because agreeableness in guys is not an attractive trait.
Oh,
That's the least triggering version of my answer that I can give.
Oh, he said that. Did he say that,
well,
or did you say that?
He didn't exactly said this, but this is what I think about, and it sort of has some common theme with what he said, but I don't want to quote him on that because obviously I'm just paraphrasing like 10,000 times and it's a really poor paraphrase, so don't quote me on that.
Okay, but because I feel the same. I don't think being nice is necessarily a trait that wins over a girl's heart, but I feel like
but
the
I don't see the problem with it though.
No, I feel like the common theme here among so-called nice guys, these like really genuine nice people, are that they focus too much on being nice, but they forgot to be, interesting and, I don't know, playful, humor.
I'm all for being authentic. If being just like, if you're a, excuse me when I say this, but if you're just a nice guy with no, just like you said, you're not playful or anything, then I mean, you, of course, yes, I believe that you can work on yourself. You can develop some kind of hobbies, because at the end of the day, I think before you enter with a relationship with someone else, you sort of have to treat yourself right. Like you sort of have to know how to be with yourself first before you can actually know how to be with someone else first. So when you're single or when you're like not in a relationship, if you have nothing else to prove or nothing else to do, if there's no one around you, you probably shouldn't be in a relationship at all, because I think you're not mature enough to handle it, right?
That's true.
So if according to what you said, if this nice guy, he's just so hung up on being nice, probably means that all his validation comes from helping others. And if you take away this context, and you leave him in like a vacuum where it's just himself, he adds no value at all.
So say it louder. Really... Say it louder for people in the back.
Okay. So my this is not even advice, because again, I'm not professional. I'm probably like younger than half of our audience here. I'm only 20 years old.
We're really young, so don't
take
it
whatever
too seriously.
I say with a like not even pinch of salt, with like 5 grams of salt, like kosher salt.
That's
but
a lot.
Yeah,
5
I think
grams of salt. That's a lot of salt, dude.
But anyways, my genuine the way I think is that you probably should add some value to yourself first, but not like, don't make helping others and being nice your personality. It's just like a virtue, right? You can't make this virtue your main personality. That's just kind of sad. It's like, if you don't help anyone, if there's no one to help, you almost become invisible. And when people relate to you, or when people think about you, the only thing they can ever think about is, oh, this guy's always helps me out no matter what.
Yeah.
Then you're putting yourself in like a really bad position. But let's say you're really invested in yourself. You have hobbies, you have friends, you have your own.
You like
pursuits.
Watches, you like whiskeys.
Yeah, whatever, right? So when people think about you, they're gonna be like, oh, he's that guy who talks about watches and whiskey. And
who's that
he
guy?
also loves
He's
helping
so
people, which is super hot. Then it becomes different, right? because
that's true.
helping, being a nice guy is not a, it's not like a primary function, or it cannot be your prime identity. It's always like a supplement. So that's how I think it is.
That's true. And I just want to say, not trying to be off track here, but I just want to say, once again, the whole principle behind Gentleman Pursuits is to add value to your personality and add value to you as a person, and making you, if you call yourself a gentleman, that's cool. If you're being nice to people, but also if you want to just add a little extra to yourself, that this is what we preach, this is what we're trying to sell.
It never hurts to build yourself first before you like wanted to get into a relationship, right? Because you can't really depend on someone all the time. So you probably have to work on yourself first and spend time with yourself. Enjoy being alone. I think that's another really interesting concept. Well, at least I've learned.
Enjoy being alone, but also don't get uncomfortable when you have to interact with others. Because some people get too comfortable being alone, and they forgot that they have the world to face and they have to actually interact with people. But Josh, I got another question for you. Or do you have questions for me? Because I've been asking a lot of questions.
I mean, obviously you have a lot of things to ask regarding this, so go ahead. I mean, if I have something, if something pops up, I guess I'll ask. But so far, I mean, I'm fine.
Okay. What's your type?
What's my
we
type?
have to talk about. We have to talk about it. Since
What's
we
my type? What do you mean, physically, or what? Because let's not
go physical, because I don't want to, I don't want people to think we're shallow people. Oh, you're trying to objectify women? No, let's not go that.
I mean,
let's not say that.
Hey, physical attraction is the first initial attraction that makes you attracted to anyone. So I can't deny that. Yeah, I am shallow. But,
no. Yeah. I'm not trying to say being attracted to someone physically is shallow, but we as boys, we talk about that a lot. But like talking about actual physical, mental attributes, I think you mean like
personality traits.
Yeah. Go ahead. Or
how about you answer that first, huh?
Okay, you want to do back and forth? Like I'll do one, you'll do one.
I mean, I need to think. I need to probably think it through.
I thought you have like a set of rules for people to pass.
Yeah, you see that set of rules, you can't really like pull it out from the back of your head and just throw it out there like, bam, here are the rules.
I thought you actually
compile it,
Okay. The first thing I look for in girls is that I'd say she's funny.
Okay.
Yeah, because I remember this one. Damn, I feel like I'm going on a rant, but it's not a rant. I'm just like trying to give an example. Yeah, this one on.
I mean, this whole podcast is becoming a rant.
Which is more, what do you mean, more entertaining?
Oh yeah, I guess. Let's get this tea. Let's go with this.
No, just like this one girl I was with for like 3 months. She's like super nice girl, and she's like really artsy as well. And, But the thing is, whenever, maybe I'm just not funny, I don't know, but whenever I tell a joke, she'll like just stay there and have zero reaction. So I was like, dude, come on, man, just give me something. I'm funny. So what the hell?
That's like a pet peeve, or like it's straight up like a no in your books?
I'd say a pet peeve, because I joke around a lot. I tell the dumbest joke. I like to tell puns, dumb dad jokes. And if you can't give me at least some feedback or reaction, I'm gonna be mad, dude. So yeah, that's like,
well, yeah, definitely, because sense of humor, right? It's
Yeah.
it's part of like personality traits. So I completely understand what you mean by that.
Yep.
I have one something that just came up. I think
Okay.
it's, how do I put it in words? Independence. So like independence,
Okay.
if you're like free thinking and you're able to like form your own thought rather than conform to like, rather than repeating what other people say and not
Hmm.
processing it and not like adding or deconstructing ideas, just like, because some people, you see some people who just take things at surface level all the time. I mean, it's not,
Yeah.
I don't think it's like bad, or I have nothing against that. This,
Really, I think it's bad.
well, you see, I don't really care, because at the end of the day, it's not like I'm getting into the relationship with the whole world. So who cares if there's a whole world, like a sea of people out there who does that, right? I'm just out
Oh,
there looking
okay.
for the one that's not.
Okay.
So it
Okay.
doesn't really
I get what you
bother
mean.
me
I get what you
that
mean.
if a lot of people are just like regurgitating stuff without actually digesting. So I think being able to think freely and having this like, I don't want to say being smart, because smart is such an arbitrary term, and it makes me sound like all bratty and stuff. But yeah, basically, I just appreciate when, yeah, you sound like, oh my god, I'm so smart. But nah.
Okay.
But yeah, that's one of my okay, it's not even a criteria, it's just something that I look for, is that
Okay.
if I see someone who's able to think
Able.
critically,
Okay. Yeah.
critically.
Oh, think
I guess.
critically. Okay. I was like, be able to think. I was like, that bar's pretty low, man. Okay.
You would be surprised how many people don't think these days. You would be actually surprised. So
I'm
that
one
bar
of them.
isn't
I'm one
actually
of them.
real.
I'm one of them. I'm one of them. Dumbasses. Okay. My second trait would be goal oriented.
So like, oh, okay, yeah.
Like, let's say, because I'm spending like majority of my life trying to, build this gentleman pursuits. So far in my life, I'm spending majority of my time doing this thing, making podcasts with you, making my own podcast, writing. And if she doesn't understand that, if she can't understand why I'm putting so much time in
Well, then it's
something,
not necessarily being goal driven, right? It's just you need to find someone whose
well,
goals align with you.
no. I mean, if you're goal driven, then you would understand more why I put so much
I
time.
would disagree on that.
Okay, why?
Well, because you see, let's say you meet a girl who thinks that doing stuff on social media or doing these like podcasts is not like a legitimate career. She would rather
Okay.
you go to like a company and work. Then
Okay.
in another way saying, she technically is still goal driven, but it's just like your goals are like not aligned. But it doesn't mean that she
Well,
isn't goal
no,
driven.
but no.
I
But the
guess
thing
that's
is,
what
let's
I'm
say,
trying to say.
okay, but I'm trying to say is that let's say she says, let's say in her mind, she thinks that doing a podcast, working on your, like, being an entrepreneur is not a viable thing. You should work 9 to 5. But if
Yeah.
she's understanding, if she's goal driven, she would, look past what you do,
Then I
but
think you're looking
understand why
for
you put.
understanding, right?
You know what? Being goal driven and understanding. Okay, two
Okay,
and
I guess so.
second and third.
Because when you
Yeah,
when you
my
say
bad.
when you
That's my
mention
bad.
goal driven, in my head, it's
Yeah,
sort
that's
of
my
like
bad.
having
That's
a
my bad.
clear destination of what you want to do.
Yeah, that's
Then
my bad.
my
That's
initial
pretty.
thought
That's
was
pretty
like,
attractive too. That's pretty attractive.
yeah, my initial thought was like, oh yeah, of course, because
Yeah.
like I said, before you get in a relationship, you should probably start working on yourself. So if you have a certain destination, or if you work hard, you're automatically attractive to someone because you add value or you bring value to the table, right?
Yeah.
So that's how I thought about it. But yeah, I think what you said makes sense.
Oh, hardworking girls are so attractive.
Hell yeah.
Okay, what's your second and third?
Mm, I don't
a tough
know.
one, yeah.
I guess the main thing for me is just to find someone who is like-minded. It's all about up there. What's up there for me, to be honest.
Do you
It's
okay?
because everything I say, like the more traits I add, like having a like having being like-minded is like such a big umbrella term that I guess it could accommodate what I'm gonna say, like in a lot of ways, I guess.
Okay. It's cool that you can't think of his. I mean, it's not like I'm gonna
Yeah,
cheat you or
if I have
anything.
to specify, I guess I can. But at the end
No,
of the
you.
day, the thing about it is just
Yeah.
being like-minded. That's it.
But do
I
you
don't
have
have
any like pet peeves? What about pet peeves?
pet
I feel like
peeves.
pet peeves are easier to
Pet
locate.
peeves. Oh God.
Or
Pet
some
peeves.
hobbies or things that if she is into or if she
Oh
does, you'll be like,
God. Oh
it's like
God.
kind of
Wow.
iffy. I'm not saying like those kind of things that when people do is bad. I'm just saying like personal preference
Oh yeah,
wise,
I get it. Like
we
those, like
would.
let's say
I just have to clarify. I just have to
you just can't
clarify.
handle like cilantro or something, but she loves it, and then you're just like
Oh
awkward,
yeah.
like those
Cilantro.
small stuff. I
I
don't
love
know.
cilantro.
I guess you see these small stuffs are the things that I'm willing to look past, that I'm willing to compromise if the major criteria is checked. So I can probably look past these stuff. But of course,
Okay. Okay.
me saying this is probably not really like it's not a really
Sure.
responsible way of saying, because obviously the real thing isn't there, and who knows what the hell will happen. So I can't really answer that. Like I can't give like a clear answer for that, I guess.
I think I got only like I have like one thing that if a girl is into that I just can't see myself being with her
Oh yeah,
is cosplays.
cosplays. Why
I don't know. Like
are you about to
let's
trigger
say
the whole fandom here? The hell.
no. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's bad. Like it's really fucking cool because like they
But you
spend a
just
lot of
can't
time.
handle it.
No, I can't handle this because like let's say because I'm not a huge fan myself, right?
Okay, okay.
So um they're like I feel like if they're into cosplays, a lot of the time they're gonna be in a costume.
Not really though, right? Not
No,
really though.
I mean obviously not like twenty four
Unless,
seven, right? But
yeah, then
more
it's
than
not
I can,
most of the time.
more than I can handle.
Hmm.
Then I'll be like,
That's a
okay,
really interesting. I've never heard it from anyone. This is the first
yeah,
time.
really.
Yeah. Because usually cosplayers don't. They literally do not go out in costumes. It's just for specific events and stuff. It's just like wearing a dress to like a dance or something. You're not gonna wear a dress most of the time. You're still gonna be like
Oh
an.
my, that's my bad. I'm not talking about cosplayers. Do you know this? I don't know what's the term for that, but
Oh,
do
you
you
mean
know
people who
that?
dress up?
Yeah,
Oh, you
is
see,
that called?
you see. Now it's different. Now
Now
it's
it's
different
different.
because when you say
Do you know?
cosplay, I'm like, what the hell? What's
Do you
wrong with
know? Do you know?
cosplay?
Do you know who's? Do you know? Remember this guy from SSC called?
Oh, the guy who.
Let's not talk about that. But yeah, the guy, that guy.
Yeah. Dude,
You know,
you.
okay, but do you remember that? Okay, so there's this, so that person,
Yeah.
that person is, so he has a girlfriend,
Uh huh.
okay, and he himself is like an avid cosplayer. Like, there's nothing wrong about that,
Okay.
right?
Yeah. Sure.
But he himself likes to dress up as female characters.
Oh.
Whatever, cool.
Okay. Yeah.
His girlfriend likes to dress up as well, but
Okay.
she likes to dress up as like those like a doll cosplay.
Uh huh.
Like as a do you know like what kind of doll I'm talking about?
I guess.
Yeah, so like the one with the little cane and the one with the let me
Oh.
just you're right.
Yeah. I I
So
I I I I can picture it. Yeah.
they would go out together. I mean,
Uh huh.
obviously because they both like it, right? But they would go out together dressed up as both of them dress up as female dolls.
I mean,
So I'm
it's
not
their
talking about
choice.
just yeah. No. I'm not talking about, I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm just saying if
Oh, it's just your pet peeve.
if my girlfriend is that level of cosplayer, then I don't think I can be with her.
You know what? Now that you say it, if it's that level, I probably can't handle it.
It's that level.
Yeah, because like okay, it's not like I don't think it's wrong, but it's just like I'm not. We're not synchronized in terms of this like.
I'm just bad at illustrating
how seriously we take this whole cosplaying or dress up or whatever you want to call it. But I don't know, because you see what there are some prejudice here as well, because probably you never know someone who does this in real life. All you see is all their social media pictures in dresses, but although see the case might be that the only pictures they post are the pictures of them in the dress, but it doesn't necessarily mean that in their normal daily lives they go like way overboard with these kind of things.
That is true. So, but I'm just saying, if my girlfriend dresses up,
I mean, I would be like uncomfortable with it as well, because I think it's just kind of weird. I mean, it's okay to dress up for like events. I'd probably even go with her, you know.
Yeah, I would fucking dressed up as Samus. Is that guy called Samus or whatever?
Samus, like the
Samus, like that
Zero suit.
Not Zero suit, not Zero suit.
Let's
just
go,
Samus,
dude.
Just Samus. But yeah, I'm just obviously I actually in real life I don't know anyone that
so I can't be so quick to say like
degree.
whether I like it or not.
But I can see myself not liking it already.
Interesting,
yeah.
But yeah, pet peeves are a really personal thing, because who knows? Like I remember I'm meeting someone who tells me that what did he say? I think he said something about he can't stand it when people talk in a certain way. It's just as simple as that. But then these stuff's actually.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I kind of don't remember, but it's just like some people have pet peeves with how people talk. Like
I used to, but not anymore.
I guess voice is okay. If you have to like isolate one pet peeve that I have, it's probably voice.
Like
I can't handle like two squeaky ones.
Hey,
like,
Josh.
Really,
how are you?
You just sound like a dude pretending to be a girl. It's not like that. It's like really high pitched, squeaky voices.
Okay.
I'm not a big fan, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, that's exactly what I used to hate.
Really?
But now it's like whatever. If you have a nice personality and you talk like that, I'll just
see that's what I'm talking about. If you check the primary criteria or whatever, everything else, like honestly, I can probably look past it.
I mean, I guess ultimately it comes down to what kind of pet peeves we are able to look past, what kind we just what pet peeves.
So that's why I said my concept of love is like compromise, right? Because you can't.
We went full circle, my guy. God damn.
I was setting this up 10 steps ahead.
God damn. Okay, but that's so true. That's so true. I like how we started.
You can't like obviously you can't expect to find that picture perfect, like your ideal person, I guess. I mean, it might be possible that you can find like 100% like that person who checks off every single thing on your list, but usually it's like not 100%, probably like if you're lucky 70-80%.
That's true.
But then the rest is just about you guys working as a couple, trying to overcome different difficulties, working around each other's like flaws or whatever. So it just comes down to that. So that's what I mean by compromises.
I remember this one Oh, I almost said her name. So this one person asked me. I almost slipped the name almost slipped out. So she asked me, "What do you think is love?" Right. So I told her, like, I don't know.
Baby, don't hurt me.
No, shut up. I told her I don't know, as I told you before.
Yeah.
But I also said that love is like the balance between liking and hating someone.
Ooh. Okay.
Like not that it's a middle ground, but you have to, like, be able to tolerate that person, but also in the same time, because you love them so much. That's like another.
I guess it's sort of close to compromising, would you say? It means I sense a common theme there. So you're willing
That's
to.
true. I'm just trying to sound like a
past.
poet. I'm just trying to sound like a
Oh
poet.
yeah, it's really poetic. We got Shakespeare in the house, everyone.
But yeah. I like how we started this podcast with a really like a deep conversation that we just slipped into personal pet peeves and stuff, which is fun though. I like it. I like it.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so well, this episode we've again, like our usual style, we've just gone like wild. But I think again, like all our episodes, it's just us trying to make things or trying to figure things out.
Just struck a conversation, I guess.
Yeah, it's more like a journey, like of discovery and trying to probe ourselves in like multiple different ways. But I think overall this is a really interesting topic.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, we could continue, but again, we would love to just move on to another topic for the next episode. So unfortunately, time is close to the hour mark. This is where we usually end it. So again, I hate to sound like a broken record, but if you like what we're doing, show us some support. Drop a like. Tell us what you think in the comments. Subscribe, and remember to follow us on the different social medias. The links are in the description. And hopefully you guys have a wonderful week. Stay safe, stay hydrated.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
That's about it. See you guys next week.
I love you guys, man. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.